We've made it to our second free little library. This one is a very special one. It's been featured on my channel quite a lot. A book unhaul. I have a big bag of books here. You guys have hyped this up so much and I keep seeing it and I keep wanting to buy it. I cannot wait to dive into this series. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Welcome to an ultimate book video. Basically, this is just going to be a mishmash of a bunch of my favorite bookish things all in one day. Or I don't know if it'll be all in one day, but at least in one video. Yeah, I am going to do a bunch of fun things that I love to do that are bookish and take you along with my day. I'm going to start out with a book unhaul. I have a big bag of books here that we can talk about real quick, and I want to either take them to a free little library or half price books. Most likely do some book shopping after that, especially if we're at half price books. And I already have one book in mind that I want to buy, but we'll go over the unhaul first. We'll do that. I'm going to do another sweep of my bookshelves and see if there's anything else in there. And then when we get back from book shopping and the book unhaul, I'm going to do a massive clean of all my bookshelves because they're dirty. And then I want to like reorganize my books. I feel like they've kind of gotten a little full and I've had to kind of move things around. And they're not exactly how I would want them to be. Also, it's just time for a refresh. So I think I'm gonna do that when I get back. Who knows what else we'll get into. I actually just sold my hardback books of the Throne of Glass series this morning on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody came by and picked those up today. And then I'm also going to be selling my Bridge Kingdom classic editions. And that's just because I actually have decided to start collecting the hardback original editions with the map and everything. And so I don't really need these. And the trad published paperbacks and the trad published deluxe hardbacks. That's just like overkill. So I'm gonna get rid of these. These you can still purchase like online, so there's really nothing too special or like rare about them, except that they just have the really pretty like original design. I will be selling these. There's actually somebody who might be coming to pick them up this week. And this bag of books, I have some that I've just been kind of collecting throughout the months. So the first few I'm probably gonna bring to half price books because they're more well known. So I've got my paperback version of The Bear and the Nightingale. I got this in hardcover, so don't you worry. I'm going to be keeping the hardback versions for the rest of my life, but I don't need 2 copies, so I'm getting rid of the paperback. And then this book of the month, The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. I just don't really love book of the month covers as much as like a regular cover. So this one I actually got from a free little library. So I'm going to be bringing that back to the free little library because you don't want to sell something that you got for free. I am going to be unhauling A Bargain with Fate. I recently read this and DNF'd it, and I talked about it in my last wrap up, so you can go watch that if you're curious about my thoughts. But it's actually a signed edition by a local author, so I think I want to bring this to half price books because I feel like more people will probably get their hands on it if it's there. And yeah, I just want somebody else to be able to read this and like it and not DNF it. I just kind of feel a little bit bad. What else? I've got The Will of the Many. I still have not read this book. I've started it, but I like soft DNF this book, and I don't soft DNF things. I think this is the one and only book that I've ever done that. I do want to try it again in the future, but it just seems a little bit more sci-fi, and that's really not a genre that I usually enjoy very much. So I'm going to bring it to half price books. I don't know if they're going to buy it though, because there's like a lot of sun damage on the spine, but like I've seen books with way more damage there. But if nobody buys it, I'm just gonna bring it to the free little library. Same with the rest of these. Like if nobody buys them at half price, then I'm just gonna drop them off to a free little library. This is called The Kindred Folk by KJ Mallory. This is an indie book that I bought a couple years ago and I haven't read it yet. And I don't like books sitting on my shelf for longer than like 2 years, to be honest. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I think I already tried to bring this to half price books and they didn't buy it. So I'm just gonna bring this to a free little library. The same with this ARC that I got sometime last year. I just don't think I'm gonna read this anytime soon, and I'm not gonna sell an ARC that I got for free, so I'm gonna bring that to a free little library. And then The Maidens, I DNF this. It just was not my favorite. I actually already tried to bring that to half price books and I didn't buy it because it just doesn't sell, I guess. And then The Wolf King. I picked this up at the free little library, so I'm gonna be bringing it back there. But this is like the coolest like version. Like it's got these really cool sprayed edges and stuff, and I kind of feel bad that I took it and didn't end up reading it, but I'm gonna bring it back. And I do still think I'm gonna read The Wolf King maybe at some point. I have not been really reaching for a lot of like classic romanticises recently, so I might just like pick this up later on down the road whenever I think about it. So those are all of them. I also, I'm looking at these right here. I think I might sell this series. I mean, I'm never gonna read it again. I had like an okay experience with it. Like it wasn't anything crazy, but I did have a really good time reading the series. So, you know, I might hold on to it, but I might sell it. But this is like definitely in the roundup of unhauling this year. And I'm gonna do one last sweep of my bookshelves and kind of see if there's anything else, but I have been super brutal this year getting rid of books. So I've already gotten rid of like probably well over 100 books this year, like not even exaggerating. And that's just because I'm just not really in the mood to make myself read something that I don't want, and I don't like clutter. So I'm gonna do one more sweep, and then we'll go to Free Little Library first because that's the closest, and then Half Price Books. And then if Half Price Books doesn't have the book that I'm looking for, we'll go to Barnes and pick it up there. Come back, clean up the bookshelves, and then maybe do some more bookish things. We will see. But let's do a sweep first. So cute, it has some flowers around it. It's actually so fun. There's so many of them. Alright, let's go to another one. We've made it to our second Free Little Library. This one is a very special one. It's been featured on my channel quite a lot. So it's actually packed and I have lots of books to drop off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop off The Wolf King and London Science Society, I think. And then I guess we're gonna have to find another one. This looks really cool. Look at that. A little eye mask. Do you really want to read Well Dark Shore? Eyes. All of these look amazing. She's full.
looks really good. And so does this one. Ooh, okay. Tell me if you've read this book before, because I just really love this artwork on here and it sounds really good. I might actually pick this up soon. I don't know. I'm really curious about it. See, this cover is so much more boring than the cover in the UK. So much more boring. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like they could have done this much better, but it's cute. These are cool. I wish every edition was kind of like this. Oh my gosh, guys, I saw this the other day. I'm actually obsessed. And I need to get that. And that. Honestly, this Barnes has a lot of like trinkets. It's cute. Oh, this is cute too. This is massive. This whole wall is just trinkets. Look how cute. I'm not normally a huge fan of like these newer style Barnes & Nobles, but I mean, this one's actually like really cute. It just has a lot of different stuff versus just books, and I think that's how you're supposed to make your money, because you don't really make a lot of money by just selling books, is what I've seen. I found the fantasy finally. That's good. Still need to read this book. Where's that book again? Looks like a lot of the regular books. This one looks good. So I've heard great things about that book. That looks good. Looks super magical. The Blood Weaver actually looks really pretty. A divisive magic, a shattered family, a brewing war. Action-packed plot lines maintained to the pedal to the metal momentum. That sounds good. Oh, that's pretty. Smoke and mirrors. All original stories of heralds, bards, and healers, Vladimir's elite protective forces, including a new novella. Short stories, then? I'm not usually a big short story collection person. Guys, I do want to read this series. You guys have hyped this up so much, and I keep saying it and I keep wanting to buy it, but I want to wait until I'm ready to actually read it before I buy it. Also heard amazing things about this series. Let's keep going. Here's the book that I came for. Fury of the Gods. We'll take that one. More Brahm. I need to read the other book that I have first. I also saw this book a while ago, and I'm like curious about it. It definitely looks old school, but I don't remember if the reviews were good or not. But it looks like it would be cool, and I remember being intrigued by the description. Let me know if you've read it. Looks like the perfect size. This is the perfect size paperback. I also keep saying this one looks good. All these are out in paperback now. I think I'm gonna get rid of my hardbacks. Look at this. Kensington picked up The Ascendant, I guess. Never seen that before. It's cute. Guys, this is actually the very first series that I ever read all the way through by myself, like that I chose to read. This is The Wizard's First Rule. This is Sword of Truth series. This is such an original for me, and it's like so nostalgic, but I don't own any of the books anymore. Like somehow they were gotten rid of when I moved out for college. So I always want to buy it, but I don't think I'm ever gonna read it again. But I don't know. I cannot wait to dive into this series. I am insanely excited. I'm just very nervous because it's so long. There are so many books in that series, and I know I'm gonna want to read them like back to back to back. I just know it. I have that feeling. Ooh, this looks good. The Great Work looks kind of cute. We also have Burn of the Everflame to look forward to this year, but now I feel lost because I don't remember anything from the entire thing. So I almost feel like I have to reread it, and I don't really want to. You know what I'm so happy about is that all of the Burn of the Witch and House Witch series, it's all here. Like, I love seeing these out in the wild, just because these are some of the first books that I ever wanted to read. I haven't read any of them yet, though. It's just cool to see them out in the wild. Ooh, Gene Wolfe. It looks like a cool old cover. Science fiction. Oh yeah, we are in the sci-fi area. Not really my area, but we'll keep looking. That's a cool cover. Ooh, that's also a really cool cover. There's so much good seating around here too. Like really good seating. I just hate sitting in the middle of everybody walking around. I think that's kind of awkward. Now we're in the fiction section. I already have so many fiction books I need to read that I have not yet, so I'm probably not gonna pick any of them up. But I always like to look at them. One, they have really cool covers, and I like to just clock certain books to have for the future, you know what I mean? Don't we all? So I always see this one. I'm sorry, but no to these covers. I want to find the Elias's Grace, but I actually don't see it. Oh wait, it's down here. I want to read this next. I actually didn't look for this at Half Price Books, and I'm almost guaranteeing that it's there. So I might wait until I can maybe find it there. Also, The Blind Assassin, I heard, is good. This store is massive. Oh, cute. I don't know if I want the dark romance one though. Is there another one? We'll have to keep looking. Mystery section, definitely not really the usual pickup for me. Maybe once in a blue moon. Oh, here's a pretty display of classics. I love this yellow one. Look how pretty that is. Sensibility. Ooh, here's Dante's Inferno. I do want to read that. There's this really, really cool cover that I saw that I want to get. It's more of like an artistry, I don't even know, artwork piece. This looks really cool. Here we go. Land by Maggie Farrell. I've heard this is really amazing, but I don't know if it's really something I'm interested in. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold off on that one. Whistler though, I've never read Anne Patchett, but because of the horse, honestly, I feel like I would enjoy this. But I don't know. Another one I'm holding off on, but I did see it signed edition at Book People the other day. I should have probably picked it up. Oh wow, look at these. Bridgerton. Looks like the whole series maybe? I haven't read that series, but I may watch it eventually. All Dark Shore, saw that at the Free Little Library. Might should have gotten that one. I walked right past all the fantasy. How could I do that? Honestly, that looks really, really good. So does that. Whoa. The Unmatchable Life of Briar Jones. I love this cover so much. This is so pretty. I think it's more of like a cozy is what it sounds like, but I don't actually know. I've seen a lot of people reading this book and enjoying it. Oh, here we go. Okay, you guys remember when I said that I wasn't going to buy those indie hardbacks? You probably don't remember. This series. Yeah, I bought them. So, spoiler alert. I think that I would enjoy this series. The Amin Al-Rafi. Is this Wildfire? That looks cute. Maybe a cozy fantasy. Pretty cover. That one also looks freaking adorable. I think that one just came out. Kissed by the Gods, The Martian, Light Wielder. I'm not gonna read that. Beneath. I've heard many, many good things about that story. Might be everything. Oh, both of these look phenomenal. Honestly. I keep seeing this when I'm picking this one up. It looks really good. Same with this one. I know that's a classic.
I'm back. And I actually stopped at Target on the way because it was literally right next to Barnes & Noble. Half Price Books, Barnes & Noble, and Target are literally all in the same spot. So that is dangerous. But I want to give you a quick little haul of what I got. I actually did get some clothes. So it's not necessarily bookish, but I'll still show you what I got because I still think that's really, really fun. And yeah, the only book that I got was Fury of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is the last book in the trilogy, and I'm currently reading and about to finish the second one right now. I have like 200 pages left, so I wanted to go ahead and have the third one on hand for whenever I'm finished with the second one, because I'm really, really excited to like finish that series. So that's the only book that I got, and I had to get it at Barnes & Noble because Half Price Books did not have it. As far as clothes go, I'll just quickly show you because I know it's not bookish related, but I got this really beautiful yellow sweater. This was in the clearance section. I got it for 20 bucks, and I just think it's like the prettiest yellow color. I've been really loving for the yellow color recently. And then I got, actually looks like the yellow is kind of like shedding a little bit. But then I got this pretty like linen material dress, and I was thinking it's kind of like a midi dress with this cool like embroidered bottom, and I was thinking of wearing this during our Switzerland trip in Italy, because we're also going to Italy, and it's just like super comfortable. I really like this color, and I don't really have anything like it, so I picked that up as well. And then I got a package actually that I ordered from Depop. I've been introduced to Depop recently, and I'm telling you guys, it's dangerous. It's so dangerous. This was 20 bucks, and this is for work. It's just a Patagonia better sweater vest that I'm gonna wear over my scrubs at work. So this is a large, like a women's large in it. The better sweater just runs really, really small in Patagonia, but yeah, I got this for my scrubs, and yeah, it fits literally perfectly. So now that I'm back, it is probably about 6 o'clock in the evening now. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, I think I'm gonna get my books off the shelf tonight, wipe them down, and then maybe reorganize them tonight, maybe do it in the morning. We'll see, but I'll tackle like one shelf at a time, I think, and then we'll go from there. I'm very nervous, but like really excited. This is actually the Harry Potter book that I read as a kid. It is in crunchy condition, but I still keep it because it's so nostalgic. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crunchy. And then I bought this in UK, in London, when we went to the Harry Potter studio tour. I still have like all of our train tickets and everything in here, and I bought this there and I read it on the way home on the airplane. Got it from Dawn Books, so I like to keep this too. They're just kind of special, like a little memoriam. That was the first time I ever went out of the country as an adult on my own. And then my older brother actually got me the entire hardback set for, I think it was my birthday one year. Like, shout out to him, he's the best. There's so much dust, it's embarrassing. Starting off the book tour, I've got my ACOTAR series up top. Underneath, I've got the Throne of Glass series, my original indie paperbacks that I read, and then the hardcovers that I've recently purchased. And then I've got my Crescent City series, and then my Bridge Kingdom series, and then I went ahead and just like took some of the artwork out behind those books to kind of clean it up a little bit, and then added my plant there. And I love that first book. I just think it's so pretty. Underneath, I've got my Mages of the Wheel indie series there. I fell in love with that series this year. And then I did end up moving my TBR shelf over here as well. I just like it there. I think I just like look at that shelf a lot. So it kind of reminds me like what's on my TBR. Then I have all my Melissa K. Rorick books here, and then Amber V. Nicole as well. I've never had like a fully black shelf like this, and I just think it looks really cool, especially just with that simple like decoration there. And then underneath, I have the Demi Winter books, When the Moon Hatched, Alchemized, and then just some like of my favorite like romantasy series there. And then underneath is kind of just like a modge podge of just some random romantasy series that I've started or finished. And yeah, I just don't really know what to do with that shelf. It's just kind of there. And then underneath, I've got my like scrapbooks and some like leather bound books there, and then just some sketchbooks and stuff that I'm working on. And for the second shelf, I've got Hedwig there up top with some artwork, and then my Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit books on that top shelf there. And then I don't know, I just thought the Bear and the Nightingale series and The Strange the Dreamer, I just thought it made sense for them to be there. They might not stay there, but I don't know, I just like the way it looks. It just kind of like made sense in my brain. I had a hard time with that shelf. And then I've got my Game of Thrones series here. I'm so excited to get all of the rest of those leather bound books. I think it's just gonna look so good once I get all of those books collected. And then I just have one of my favorite statues, a couple candlesticks, etc. Underneath, I've got my J. Kristoff books. I love those books. And then my newest editions, The Shadow of the Gods, and then of course the Witcher series, as always, on that shelf. And then I didn't change really anything with the next two shelves. These are just my like witchy books, and then my indie books that I own on this one. I just added Fairy Tale to that. And then I've got my YA shelf with a couple trinkets. Didn't really do too much to that one, as well as this one as well. Just my Brandon Sanderson and Patrick Rothfuss. Next, I've got the Harry Potter shelf, which is just sitting beautifully underneath my pothos plant here. And I actually took these photos up top from back home in North Carolina. I just love those photos. And I really love the way that this shelf turned out. I just kind of like how they're leaning. I don't know, it just makes sense with like Harry Potter. And then I didn't realize, but the wand fell. So of course we need to fix the wand. And yeah, I just love the way this shelf turned out. It just makes sense in my brain for some reason for them to kind of like lay like that. And then of course my advanced potion making book there. And then this shelf is the same. This is just my classics shelf. I didn't really do anything to that as well as the next couple, but I did add that candlestick there, and I did end up moving my two literary fiction TBR shelves up and move the ones that I have read actually down underneath those, just so that I can kind of have them more in sight, like the ones I haven't read yet, just because I think it'll be better to have them in my line of sight that I see more often than the ones that like I've already read. And then behind my perfect, beautiful step stool here, I have all of my romance books, a couple random like Stephen King books, just a couple sci-fi that I don't really read. Those are more for my husband to read. And then my mom's books actually that she wrote. So that is my shelf setup. I also have a few kids books here that I've collected over the years. And of course, Mr. Hachi just looking out, waiting for me to be done so that we can play. Hey guys, it is actually a week later from when I last talked to you guys, but I actually went on an impromptu trip to San Diego with my husband over the weekend, and I did not have time to finish this video. But it actually all worked out because something really exciting and fun that I'm gonna be able to do now is because I've been waiting for it to come in the mail, and I did not originally think I was gonna get these in time for this video, but now they're here, are these book covers. So these are basically just like UV protectant book sleeve covers that I got from Amazon, I think is where I ordered them, maybe. But basically what you do is you just put these over your hardcover books, and it's going to protect the spine, it'll protect the cover from getting any damage on it or dirt or whatever. And specifically for me is I wanted to get them to protect the spines from getting sun damage. Because of the way that my bookshelves are set up, they're in the sun for most of the sunset, and it's not like crazy. Like, I didn't think it was really gonna be a problem, but I'm honestly just like paranoid that these hardcover Throne of Glass books will get damaged. I just think that that would be an absolute shame. And I do really love having them in that spot because the sun is so beautiful at night, but I want to kind of find like a happy medium. So I'm going to put all of these covers on these books, and they're supposed to be UV protected. So it's supposed to protect a little bit from the sun. I don't think it's supposed to be foolproof or anything, but it's better than not having anything on there. So I say it's probably about time that we do something about that. And then I also have some artwork that I want to frame. If you guys have been following my channel at all for a little while, you would have been along on my painting journey, and I just started painting this summer or this year, and I have a few prints here that I want to frame, and all of these are kind of like bookish coded, bookish related, especially the dragon. I mean, how more bookish can you get than a dragon painting? And this is one of the first ones that I ever painted. It's just on this like canvas material, and so I kind of want to put it in a frame. And I also have these two as well that are kind of all the same size, but I only have one frame right now, which is this really beautiful one that I got from either TJ Maxx or Home Goods or something like that. So I think what I'm gonna do is put one of these prints in there and then get that hung up on the wall somewhere in here. And then also I have this little like, just kind of like a scratch piece of canvas that I had that I would just kind of like paint on any leftover paint that I had on my palette and created like a background. And so that's where this like gray bluish color came from. And then I thought it would be kind of fun just to paint like a little hobbit hole on there just to practice, because I love hobbit holes. I just think they're so cute and whimsy, and so that's what I did. So this is like a little moody hobbit hole painting, and I thought it'd be kind of cute to maybe put this on the bookshelf somewhere by like my Lord of the Rings books or something. Yeah, so these are kind of like the artwork that I want to get hung up somewhere around in here. So we're just gonna go ahead and get cozy and do that. I actually just heard a couple claps of thunder and lightning. So we have a Texas thunderstorm coming through, and I'm so excited because this room gets so cozy when it rains. Hachi's currently behind me, scared of the thunderstorm. We're just gonna get cozy and get this done, and I'm gonna light a candle and drink my coffee. I got back from San Diego late last night, so I'm a bit tired, but I'm definitely excited to get cozy and get all this crafting done. It's so pretty. It's definitely the vibe. Now I need to figure out where to put the Hobbit. Where do I put this little guy? I didn't really know where else to put him, so I just put it up here at the top. I just put him up here with Hedwig for now. I don't know if she'll stay up here, but it's cute. You just can't really see it from the ground, but I still like it up here. So she'll stay for now. Also, I don't know if I've shown you guys this yet or not, but my mom actually got me this really cute antique book pillow that she found in an antique shop here in Texas. She found two, so she kept one for her and one for me, and I just love it. It matches the colors in here perfectly, so that's my new pillow for the chair. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through if you have. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week and weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video next Saturday. Bye guys.